What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here on another mock draft Monday. Today, I am drafting from the 101. Going to show you exactly what to do if you have the first pick in your draft. Give you that roadmap to go win your fantasy football championship in 2023. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. I respond to everybody. So basically the thinking when you're the number one pick is I'm going to go with either Christian McCaffrey or Justin Jefferson. And me personally, I'm going to take McCaffrey. I like to get the running back who I think could finish as a 101. I think McCaffrey is the best shot at that, assuming everyone stays healthy. So I'm going to take him. Justin Jefferson, I do think, is a safer bet. So if you want to go safe, I understand that, but I'm trying to win the title. I'm not trying to come in third. I'm trying to come in first. And Christian McCaffrey stays healthy on that San Francisco 49ers offense, I think he gives you a great chance to do that. Not that you can't win it all with Justin Jefferson, but I think you have a higher likelihood if you go with McCaffrey. So we can see that the draft after that went Jefferson, Eckler, Chase, Kelsey, Kupp, Robinson, Chubb, Taylor, Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Stephon Diggs, Josh Jacobs, Brown, St. Brown, Adams, Mahomes, Ramondre, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Garrett Wilson. Taking a look at who's still on the board, Jaylen Waddle is still out there. Chris Olave is still out there. I don't really love any of these running backs. Don't hate Najee at this point, though. I think he's going to get enough workload that I like him. But give me a guy who had over 1,300 yards last year in Jaylen Waddle, and give me a guy who I think could have a real shot at the similar receiving range, 1,300-plus yards this year. And Chris Olave, I'm going to stack two stud wide receivers to pair with Christian McCaffrey. I thought about Josh Allen a little bit there. I thought about Najee. Mixon would be even a little bit in the thought process for me, but in the end, it was those two guys. Okay, taking a look at who is still on the board. Alexander Mattison here. We could get him in essentially the 5th round, which is not a bad value at all. It's really going to be interesting to see if we can get a quarterback back to us in the 6th round. Honestly, with these guys left, I just want one quarterback in that tier. So I'm willing to wait. And there's quarterbacks after that I'd be willing to take, so not the end of the world. Taking a look at who's still on the board, I am going to go ahead and select Alexander Mattison here. I think he is a nice RB2. He's going to get a lot of work in that Minnesota Vikings offense. Then taking a look at who is still left on the board receiver-wise, I'm going to take the guy that I think has the most upside, and I do think Amari Cooper is probably who I'd have ranked higher, but give me Calvin Ridley, who I think could, explode onto the scene. He could obviously miss very badly too, but I'm going to take the upside with the 5th pick there. Okay, and then Trevor Lawrence did get back to us here, which is super nice. DeAndre Swift still on the board, Christian Kirk, Mike Williams. Taking a look at our roster, honestly, I feel really good about our receivers. We could still add another guy outside of, to compete with Calvin Ridley potentially. DeAndre Swift's also very interesting to me. But I'm going to take Alvin Kamara actually here in the end of the 6th round. I don't think his suspension is going to be a lot smaller than we have thought previously. So let me take him. And like I said, I'm going to get Trevor Lawrence here in the 7th round. I think he's worthy of this draft spot. When you consider the type of year he had last year with his first year in Doug Peterson's scheme. Give everyone a peek at the draft board, how the recent rounds have gone. Just in case you want to see, for different spots, things like that. Back to the draft here. We're in the 8th round. Penny's still on the board, who I do like. So is Pickens, Jordan Addison. Addison is interesting to me. I think he'll get a decent workload. I'll take Khalil Herbert here from Chicago. I really like him. I think he can be a guy who I really feel really good about my RB depth right now, honestly, with those 4 backs on the roster. I feel like I've got 4 starters for 4 different teams, and the upside McCaffrey, obviously. So I feel pretty good about my running back depth. Taking a look, I do think I need to add another receiver. The question to me is really, Dallas Goedert's still here in the 9th round. I think that's great value as well. To me, it's between Jordan Addison and Dallas Goedert. You know what? I'm going to take Dallas Goedert. I think this is the first time I've taken him in a draft, but give him to me here. That's just great value. I think he is talented, and I think they'll utilize him in that offense. Obviously lost out on some receivers because of that draft pick, but, that's just how it goes. I'll take Rondale Moore. I think he's going to be the number 2 in Arizona, obviously. Going to snag him there, and then we have the double pick, obviously. And I'll take the upside of Jameson Williams here in the 11th. I do just think his ceiling is just so high. Honestly, I think he is kind of a lottery ticket to shot. But once you get to the 11th round, even with his suspension, I'm willing to take it. Obviously, it's a little hard, though, because you're just going to hold him. He's going to be a dead roster spot. Don't love doing that. But I think he is worth the shot. Give me Romeo Doubs here around 12. Take a shot on him. DJ Chark as well. He could be the number 1 for Carolina for all we know. Both those guys take some more shots at that wide receiver position. And then looking at who is still on the board, give me Wan'Dale Robinson from the Giants. And Tajay Spears as a cuff. Obviously, I don't have him, but I do think he is the cuff for Derrick Henry, so let me take him there. That will conclude the draft. And as you can see, so I drafted from the 101, took McCaffrey to start, and then I paired him with 2 stud wide receivers on the first 2-3 turn. Got Mattison and Ridley on the next turn to solidify that RB2 spot with a guy who's going to get a good workload and a good offense. And then Ridley, like I said, the sky is kind of the limit. Not the sky is the limit, but he could be a wide receiver 1. He could also be very bad. But you pair him with that stack with Trevor Lawrence. I really like that. Then I was able to get Alvin Kamara and Khalil Herbert for great RB depth later. Rondale Moore, Jameson Williams, Romeo Doubs, DJ Chark, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Tajay Spears round out my roster. I would say wide receiver depth is a little bit of a worry, but I feel like my wide receivers aren't necessarily weak. It's just, like I said, the depth. Because I think Waddle and Olave and Ridley are a great starting 3. And obviously I could end up playing Kamara or Herbert in my flex if something was to happen to Ridley or if those guys weren't, producing at the rate I was hoping for. But I like this team, and you really can't go wrong. If you take Justin Jefferson, you can do it too. But like I said, personally, I'm going to be taking Christian McCaffrey, and I really like this team and the way it ended up turning out. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Going to be bringing new videos your guys' way, a lot more strategy, previews of different position groups, rankings. You guys are going to get all that stuff, so stick around. Bust, sleepers, values, all that kind of stuff is going to be dropping, so stick around, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys for watching.